Let's get into wide receivers. Two guys you're higher on. Diontae Johnson going against Denver, wide receiver 19, 5 above the experts. I'm not sure I love that one, but I do love the next one. T. Higgins, wide receiver 27, 13 spots above the experts. Can't believe if he plays that he's legitimately going to be the wide receiver 40.
No way. He's been a beast. He scored in both of the games he's played this year. No Jair Alexander, as we said. So I think T. Higgins in a shootout style narrative, no Joe Mixon. They're gonna turn back to last year where Burrow just chucked it 40 times. I think Burrow has a solid day as a result. And I certainly think his receivers, including Chase, but also T. Higgins, significantly lower. I'm going to put him back in lineups in most in chances. And Diontae Johnson's the second in expected fantasy points this year. Yes, he's going a little below that in terms of his performance. That's because Ben Roethlisberger sucks. Doesn't matter, though. He sees so many targets. He's seen double-digit targets every game so far this year that he's made it through. That dates back to last year. All but 2 games last year when he made it through the whole game did he see 20 double-digit targets. And the only 2 he didn't was because he got benched for drops. I don't think that's happening this year. He's been very sure-handed. The volume is just going to be there over and over again. I think he is a top 15 receiver, and he's ranked near the 20 right now. Love Diontae Johnson.
Guys you're lower on, and these guys fall into a similar category, which is guys whose rating is inflated because of their name at this point. Allen Robinson, who I love, but is just in a pretty bad spot under Matt Nagy's thumb. Wide receiver 40, 9 spots below the experts. I completely get that. OBJ, who I've been off of for several years now, but people keep wanting to pump him up. He's going against the Chargers. You got him as your wide receiver 42, 12 below the experts. Man, I cannot imagine him meriting a 30 wide receiver spot from the experts at this point. He's got to show me something.
Exactly. And he did look good, Odell Beckham. We'll start with him in his first week back. 9 targets, 5 catches, 77 yards, looking very solid. And then he followed that up with a nice 7 targets. Okay, not bad. And a run-heavy attack. Only 2 of them being caught for 27 yards. And that's the concern here is Baker Mayfield with that torn labrum. It comes out now after the fact that he has a torn labrum. No wonder he couldn't push it down the field. No wonder he couldn't hit this guy with accuracy. Odell Beckham should have had an 80-yard blazing touchdown last week. I was higher on him last week. I am now reverting to lower because he couldn't get it done against a Minnesota team giving up the 3rd most points to wide receivers at the time. And now we expect him to go against the Chargers, who have just stifled wide receivers all year, certainly with their number 1. I don't buy it at all. Not with a hampered Baker Mayfield right now. Awful stuff. And then Allen Robinson, wide receiver 40 is a generous ranking, apparently, given that he has not been wide receiver 68, wide receiver 45, 79, and 51 so far this year. Makes you want to puke.
That makes me really sad.
It's sad. And the guy has gotten it done with nothing throughout his career. That was the whole argument. Like, the floor is going to still be there no matter what happens. It'll only get raised by Justin Fields. I don't know what it is, but how can we not react to it at this point? I want nothing to do with Allen Robinson in my starting lineup. He's on the bench probably the rest of the year. Honestly, I almost cut him in a league because it was like he seems to be my least valuable player that I don't know I'll ever play at this point.
It's not crazy. I mean, look, if I had him on my team right now, and my team's in shambles to some degree, if I had him on my team, he would be my worst wide receiver out of the 6 guys I got. If I were cutting someone to pick someone up, he'd be the guy.
Right? Exactly.
Which is nuts. Hail Marys, Kadarius Toney, 10% owned, John Ross, 1% owned. You're also going to talk a little bit about DFS with those guys?
Yeah, only $4K for Toney. Love that. John Ross also only $3,400. Love them both. But this is the highest over-under on the main slate, 52.5. I love that. And even in seasonal leagues, though, I also really like these guys, especially Toney. I mean, if you watch his highlights, I don't know if you've seen him, Nat, but the way this guy changes direction, like it's a human joystick. He is as shifty as can be, and then he accelerates as fast as can be. Like, you know, we always have those next Tyreek Hill comparisons. I'm not going to say he's that because he doesn't have the quarterback talent to exploit it like what Tyreek Hill has, but you just see what he is at a different level than the defenders around him. And that is awesome to see. 9 targets last week. I think that only continues to climb. 6 catches, 78 yards. Wouldn't be shocked to see him find the end zone. They haven't even exploited his deep skills. That's because John Ross also has those skills. I didn't even know he was on the Giants until he caught a 52-yard touchdowns. 372 and a TD. And as we said at the top, The Athletic reported they want to keep this as an element. That was the most times Daniel Jones has ever thrown 20-plus yards in a single game, over 8 times last week. That was as much as he's done the whole season, having these 2 weapons be the focal point. And clearly it worked out. They beat the fucking Saints, and he threw for over 400 yards. You don't think they're going to keep going to that well? I love these guys in DFS. I'll toss them in Hail Marys and seasonals when I need them. I think the Giants are sneaky rolling as a pass attack. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth.
I can't either. but I respect your opinions, and so we'll see what happens. Stash and see IR returnees, Rashad Bateman. I actually have him stashed on my IR right now. He's only 14% owned.
Monday night gives you a little fun stuff to watch there. Can't wait to see what Bateman does. He's jumped up to about 26% roster at this point. I'd get in before he gets hot. Big fan. And the last note here is must watch. How are the 49ers receivers going to fare with Trey Lance? It's just Trey Lance week. Other than Alex Collins tonight, of course.
I know, Trey Lance and Alex Collins.
Collins.
If we had a
Trey
poster
Lance
for the
week,
show,
baby.
that's who it would be. It would be
If
us.
you bust
and
tonight,
them.
we're going to be such fucking assholes. And I'm not sitting here saying these guys about to go for like 120-2, but I think you're going to get a nice performance.
Yeah, I do too. I'm starting him.
And that's Alex Collins. I do think Trey Lance blows up, and I'm excited to see, does Ayuk get going with that deep ball? Does Deebo Samuel have some more yak? Is this, without the high percentage of Jimmy Garoppolo, is he still going to get peppered? We'll find out for sure. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.